Aho, and I'd like to say bonjour, hello, and welcome all you listeners out there to the first recording of the Powwow Show podcast. My name is the Birdman here. Most of you remember me from the WOJB Drum Song Show on Tuesday nights, and we're about to make this thing live, and we're going to make this thing go here. We're going to start off with an hour podcast with some of the most rockin' powwow music here in Indian country, and we're going to keep it on going. We're going to try to get a new series every couple weeks here. And we're going to do it right here. So, without further ado, we're going to start off with the grand entry song, as I always do with most of my powwow shows. We're going to have a powwow program. Most of you want to go to a powwow at this time of year. It's the winter time. We're currently in December. Holiday season is upon us. So, all you people out there are looking for a good powwow jam and a powwow show, and you're going to get it here tonight here on the Birdman's Powwow Show here, only on your local podcast here on the Birdman Show. Aho, we're going to start things off here with the live recordings from the Hunting Moon Powwow 2018. Start off with, I do believe it starts off with Wigwam Nation, all the way up into the Boyz, Sharpshooter, and a young Kingbird here to start off this set here on the Powwow Show here on the Birdman Show.
Hey!
listening to the sounds of the 2018 Saturday Night Live Grand Entry song. This one here, Young Kingbird, right now, jamming live on the Powwow Show podcast. It's ya!
Away!
and that was young Kingbird right there. We also heard in that set Sharpshooter, the Boyz and Wigwam Nation with our grand entry song for this episode. And just hold on tight just a moment here while we get our equipment set up here. We're going to make a pause in the cause and find this other track. And as always, I'd like to thank all you loyal listeners for tuning in here. And like I said, this is the very first Powwow Show podcast, so we got to rebuild our audience here a little bit, and we're going to work our way up from the bottom like we always do. So as we did with Drum Song, we brought the audience back. Now we're going to bring them over to this platform and hopefully get some rockin' powwow songs out for all you beautiful native people out there, wherever you may be in this great Turtle Island. My name is Beneshi, the Birdman here. I'll be here with you for the next 40 minutes or so. We're going to make this show hot, live, and rockin'. So without further ado, we're going to go on over, as we do at all our powwows. We pay tribute to our flags, our staffs, and our colors. And then, of course, I do believe there is a victory song along with this one as well. So, without further ado, we're going to go to my brothers, my homies from the Lac du Flambeau Nation, the Wigwam Nation singers here with the flag and victory songs. Aho! And you know what time it is. Get up and dance is a victory song right here. Get up if you're feeling that beat, that sweet beat. We're here another day. We're here to live it. We're still here, indigenous people here all across Indian country. We want to hear it, celebrate victory here tonight, here on the Powwow Show podcast. It's ya.
ready for Crow Hop. Bring your dancers back in, everybody. Be standing by for intertribals.
We get you up and going there with a little sneak up action from Wigwam Nation. We also heard a crow hop off of the Northern Cree. Let's see here. The Northern Cree Singers, their release Make a Stand powwow songs recorded live at Red Mountain. A tune called Hop to the Drop, a crow hop here on the Powwow Show. With the Birdman here, like say, bonjour, hello, and welcome all you listeners tuned in here. Hope you're enjoying the beats so far. And we only got about 5 minutes left before we have to break, so we're going to do this intertribal here. And we're going to start things off here with the Motown Singers off of their new release here on the Powwow Show podcast. Hits ya.
Hey,
Oh, and that was the Motown Singers right there off of their most recent release. I believe this was released this 2018 here. This one was a tune called Get Up and Dance off of their new CD, Motown Singers, all the way from Macy, Nebraska. Also singers from Red Lake and Wisconsin Dells in that set. Hey, that's going to wrap up the first half of this Powwow Show podcast here, segment 1. Be sure to check out segment 2. We're going to break here and we're going to start off that next segment. So be sure to, once you get done with this one, be sure to go into segment 2. We're going to get into some intertribals and also an honor song for our brother also that you'd probably really want to hear that one. So, aho, we're going to conclude here for a moment, and we are going to return at segment 2. Aho, Chimigwich for tuning in, and don't go nowhere. You're listening to the Birdman here on the Powwow Show podcast. Aho. Aho, and this is the Powwow Show podcast here with the Birdman here, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you listeners back here. We are at segment 2. We're about to do the second half of this hour show here where we feature a lot of powwow music here from Indian country, both old and new, and we just rock it here and give all you beautiful people out there in Indian country something to stomp your feet to, whether you're sitting in the living room working on some winter beadwork or working on them outfits. You might just be sitting at home alone, just bummed out. You might be missing her, or you want to just get down and boogie some real rockin' powwow music. This is your show right here where we give you that sweet beat from Indian country here and all them good rockin' tunes all the way from Canada, all the way down to New Mexico. Hey, so we're going to get it down here. My name is Beneshi, if you didn't already know, and most of you may remember me from the WOJB hit powwow show, Drum Song, on Tuesday nights. I used to be the host of that. And we are starting our own podcast show here, also known as the Powwow Show. Bringing it live here, bringing it to life here. We're started off here. We got a little bit rough. We're a little rusty here, like I said. We're working on our equipment, working on our program and everything, but we are going to try to keep it strictly powwow. So let's talk more rock here as we get into an honor song here going out to the family of one of our brothers. Many of you out there in Indian country remember Mr. Anthony Woller. He had passed away here today. Unfortunately, I don't know too many details, but we're going to send out this honor song to him and his family. I know he really really jam this one. He used to always come up to me up at the local gas station over there in LCO every Tuesday night when I was gassing up before the powwow show. He'd always come shake my hand, say "Boozhoo," see how you doing. And always say rock it on, keep it powwowing hard. So we're going to powwow hard here for him here and send our condolences out to our Niji, our brother, down LCO way, Mr. Ice Wolf himself. So without further ado, we're going to do this with the one and only Big Bear Singers off of that Live at Fort Hall CD to start off this set here. And then we're going to get in some intertribals and hopefully have enough time to get a closing song in. So fasten your seatbelts, hold on. We're about to get powwow in here. And this one's going out here to the Waller family. Aho. Oh, yes, all you beautiful people out there, if you're listening to this right now, get up and dance. Get up and feel that beat. Honor this young man, his life, his legacy. And we'll always remember him on Powwow Circuit here, Powwow Country, well known across Indian country here up in the Midwest and Wisconsin, Minnesota way. All his brothers and Nijis will all gather here this week celebrating his life. And many condolences out to the Ice Wolf family, the Grindstone Lake family over there, them brothers over there. We're all going to miss you, brother Niji, man. Aho, aho. Oh, and that was High Noon right there. That one was off of the 2016 Gathering of Nations CD. We also heard In That Set from Smokeytown. That was recorded live at the Hunting Moon Powwow 2018. And the honor song going out to Anthony Woller's family down LCO way, all the Grindstone Lake boys. Ice Wolf. A little tongue-tied up on that one there, but rest in peace there, brother man. I know he'd want to have a jamming show like this, real jamming powwow show here on Drum Song, and we're going to have it live on the Powwow Show podcast here uploaded here very soon, very shortly. Those of you listening here, I'd like to say Chimigwich to all you people out there for checking it out, and be sure to spread the word, share the links, share them with your friends. We're going to get this thing going a little bit regularly here. Get a little bit more powwow music, a little bit more life out there on the podcast world. And we're just going to keep it right on going here with another tune here from Hunting Moon 2018. This one here is The Boyz here on the Powwow Show. was the Boyz right there with the sidestep tune that was recorded live at Hunting Moon Powwow 2018. Also in that set live from Hinckley. I do believe that was Hinckley 2010 here. You just double check to verify here on the Powwow Show here. Yes, indeed. That was 2009. Little Otter Hinckley, some sidestep action out there for all you beautiful people out there, all you women out there that want to get up and get some scrubbing going on here as we're nearing the end of our first Powwow Show podcast. Like I say, Chimigwish, all you loyal listeners out there for tuning in and checking this out. Be sure to share the links and be sure to tune in for more Powwow Show podcasts to come. But we want to get a couple more songs in here before the end of the show. So without further ado, we're going to go to our one and only favorite Grammy award-winning singers, the Northern Cree singers right here with a tune called Blast from the Past here on the Powwow Show, here with the Birdman. Aho, and that was the Northern Cree Singers right there off of their 2013 Canyon Records release, Loyalty to the Drum. Powwow songs recorded live in Rocky Boy, a tune called Blast from the Past. Here on the Powwow Show podcast, here with the Birdman. And as they say in that good way, all good things must come to an end. And I believe our time here for this hour is just about complete. We are going to play one more song here to close out the night. I'd like to thank all you loyal listeners out there for tuning in and checking us out here on the very first episode of the Powwow Show podcast. There's going to be quite a few more to come, so please share the link and be sure to get this out there and loud. We're going to be loud and proud across Indian country, recording all sorts of good powwow music. I'd like to shout out and say Chimigwich, loyal drum groups out there, for allowing me to come out and record from Wigwam Nation all the way over to the Boyz, Smokeytown, Motown as well. Here we had their CD in here. Johnny Moe hooked it up with that for us in the show. Aho Chimigwich. Also Northern Cree, High Noon as well in that set, and all the record labels and companies that help us out here on the Powwow Show podcast. Chimigwich, it wouldn't be possible without you, and of course it wouldn't be possible without you, the listener, so please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and our podcast, and be sure to tune in for another edition coming up soon here. This is the Birdman here. We're going to close things off here with a tune recorded live at the Bad River Round Dance 2017. This one I do believe is a classic Ayabe tune here, led off by the one and only J-Rock and the Rock Bottom Singers here. This one's a tune called Don't Cry, going out to all you people out there that are missing someone. You may be sitting in lockdown somewhere. You might be on the road traveling for work away from your homelands. Sit back and enjoy the last tune here, the Powwow Show podcast. We will see you all again soon here on your podcast radios, your devices, and whatever you may be downloading on. Powwow Show podcast here with the Birdman. Aho, aho, aho.
Here we go, song number 2, J-Rock.
Aho, and that'll conclude this episode of the Powwow Show podcast. Like I say, Chimigwich, all you listeners out there for tuning in and checking us out here. Be sure to like and follow us here on the Powwow Show podcast Facebook page. Also, on YouTube, we're going to have a YouTube channel, and we're also going to work on getting this out across Indian country and as many platforms as possible. So wherever you are hearing it, be sure to like and share it and follow us here on the Powwow Show podcast here, a new series featuring all the latest powwow music in Indian country, both old and new. And we are going to conclude this. This is the Beneshi, the Birdman. We are signing off for this edition. Chimigwich for listening. Aho, aho. And if those of you non-native listeners are listening and you're wondering what Chimigwich means, that means many thank you. Many thank yous for tuning in. Chimigwich Bizindamig. So Ojibwe language here from Lakudere. It is the Birdman, Beneshi, signing off. Aho.